bank, we put our owl on the dollar bill. Because you see, we started Bohemian Grove. The symbol of Bohemian Grove, white background, red letters with black, just like this, just like our Templar, just like our Teutonic Knights. We run Bohemian Grove because you see, Bohemian Grove is based upon our Isis, our Virgin Mary, and we have the owls with the protectors of Isis. And here is a Bohemian Grove religious worship. A triangle. We have the bishop here. We have the Pope here. All going on in Bohemian Grove. Just like Pacelli in Bamberg. Just like the Pope, Triple Crown. He is the patron saint of Bohemian Grove, John Nepomuk. St. Francis Church, Old Bohemia. And of course, Bohemian Grove is only 70 miles north of San Francisco University, which telephone number used to be 666-6666. Okay. Loyola sees the vision, spiritual exercises. I will believe that white that I see as black, and the hierarchy church that so defines it. This is JFK. Hey, we're at the looking glass here, people. White is black, and black is white. Remember when he says that in JFK? All Loyola. Well, Loyola is chartered. We're called upon to win all nations, all the kingdoms of the world. I leave you the world. Not all Jesuits know of this. Only the ones at the top. So the Jesuits, our concern was to take Jerusalem from the Muslims. We did this with Allenby. And of course the Sultan of Ottoman Empire worked with us because he was a brother Freemason. And then we allowed them to kill we had them kill the Orthodox Armenian people, 1.5 million of them, because they're heretics. We established the Latin Kingdom of Jerusalem in 1948. We used our Masonic Jewish Labor Zionists to do so. In fact, we have a Nazi coin and a Labor Zionist coin. They all work together. Stalin, Truman, Masons immediately recognized Israel upon its creation. And we will assign the hexagram to be the sign of the nation of Israel, our revived Kingdom of Jerusalem. Cardinal Bia will work with this. Cardinal Bia was a very powerful Jesuit. The ADL is our control. We control the ADL. ADL works with the FBI. Again, hexagram, St. Patrick's Cathedral. Hexagram in another cathedral. Hexagram for the Merovingian bloodline. Juan Carlos, the real controller of the Kingdom of Jerusalem, Knight of Malta, Jesuit trained. Here we have Louis Mortimer Bloomfield with Ben Gurion. Kennedy assassin. Angleton with Ben Gurion, working together for the establishment of the Masonic Kingdom of Jerusalem, and this is in Eilat. Well, we create higher level Freemasonry, we wed Jesuits with Masonry. We create the justification for our new Kingdom of Jerusalem with Ribera. And we Jesuits, we study the temple because we're going to rebuild the third temple. And it looks something like this. After this crusade, we will be able to rebuild it. Jesuit Edmund Walsh with Dirty Harry Truman. And what does FDR do? He recognizes USSR, and Truman recognizes Israel in the presence of Jesuit Edmund Walsh. Without the U.S., there is no USSR. Here, we have the Jesuits in total control of the Vatican. And any pope that disobeys, well, he's history. We have the Inquisition, the Pope, the Black Pope, and the Grand Inquisitor. We have King George III. He was our stooge, because you see at his wedding, he displayed our IHS. We have controlled the British Empire since King George III. We've controlled the American Empire since we assassinated Lincoln. Here's Stonyhurst. Stonyhurst is where we control England. We're going to start the Boer War. We're going to kill these white Anglo-Saxon Protestants out of South Africa. They're heretics. And of course the Queen is subordinate to every pope. Idi Amin, we're going to bring Idi Amin to power. And Idi Amin is going to kill 250,000 Anglican black Christians. Nelson Mandela, the Knight of Malta, working for the Queen, along with Robert Mugabe, killing the white Anglo-Saxon Protestants out of South Africa and Rhodesia, because you see they're a bunch of heretics and we want them all dead. The Knights of Malta, the new Knight of Malta here is Festing. This is the man that killed Lincoln, Jesuit priest Bernardine F. Wiggett. So when you see the new movie with Nicolas Cage in it, just remember he's not going to mention Bernardine F. Wiggett. Here's Taft, the bonesman, in church at St. Patrick's Cathedral. The papacy controlling warning that we be controlled. Well, now it's controlled completely. The Jesuits taking over the White House, Capitol, destroying our public schools, because you see our public schools used to have the Bible in them. And we should teach about the Inquisition, but we can't have that now. And here are the gangsters that took it over by 1901. And there's James Cardinal Gibbons, the first American Pope. Georgetown. And now the assassins of Kennedy. Spellman, McGinley, the head Jesuit at Fordham. Cardinal Cook, FBI agent Frank Sturgis submitted a 22-page written confession to him as to what happened in Dallas that day. Interesting, we've never seen it. Knight of Malta, Bishop of Fort Worth, and his boy, who saw the head wounds. Why didn't he ever tell us about the head wounds of Kennedy? Here's the funeral. Teddy, Jacqueline, Bobby, Cardinal Cushing, J. Peter Grace, head of W.R. Grace, director of the FBI, assistant. Henry Luce and his wife bought the Zapruder film. And this is right before the assassination of Waldorf Astoria. Alexander Haig, he was a part of the assassination. And his brother, who's a Jesuit, Francis Haig, who's sitting right here. Interesting, Alexander doesn't say anything about his brother. David Ferry, who was a Jesuit novice, just like me. And here's Earl Warren, head Mason, 33rd degree. Now, look at a couple of Klansmen, doesn't it? Of course, Klan comes out of Freemasonry. Skull and Bones, the Bundy brothers. Jesuit Dan Lyons. Lindy Boggs. Jesuit priest O'Hare, he's a CFR presider. Avery Dulles, he's behind 9/11 and the Kennedy assassination. Vernon Walters. Martin Lucifer King. We're going to use him in the civil rights agitation, not for the benefit of any black man. Because the one who was going to benefit the black man was Malcolm X. We're going to kill Malcolm X. And we're going to use King because, you see, he's nothing but our boy before the Pope, along with Ralph Abernathy. There's Condoleezza Rice at Georgetown. Georgetown hosts all the CFR. Here's the head of Georgetown. So now we have communism. Sir Thomas More is the author of Communism. They perfect communism on their Paraguayan reductions. And we're going to use a Jew to make it look like it's Jewish. And we're going to tutor him in the British Museum. And by the way, Marx called for the death of every Jew. The fact that the Jews have become so strong as to endanger the life of the world causes us to disclose their organization, their purpose, that as a stench might awaken the workers of the world to fight and eliminate this cancer. Marx wanted the destruction of every racial Jew. There's Stalin. Stalin is trained by priests. Jesuit Walsh in Russia, 1922, stabilizing the Bolsheviks. And there's the master, Lutochowski.